Okay, students, so this is step 3 of chapter 10. So this is what our box model looks like right now. The only thing is I don't want my image to show over the text. So I need to adjust my padding here to bring my text further to the right so that the image stands alone over there. So this is how we accomplish that. So if we go back to the style sheet and look at the padding style right here, leave the padding at 25, but change the padding left. Because remember, the image is on the left-hand side of the box model, so we'll put padding left, colon, and we're going to put 80 px, semicolon. Then when I Control S and refresh my page, you'll notice that the padding will increase to 80 pixels on the left-hand side, and now the image is over there all by itself. Okay? So now the next thing we want to do is we want to bring this whole box model over to the left-hand side of the page, which will mean instead of being 2 lines, it might be 4 or 5 lines, I'm not sure what. But we're going to increase the margin, not the padding. The padding would take the text and move it over. We want this section here from the edge of the page to the start of the box model to increase. So what we're going to do is we're going to change we're actually going to add a margin. We have a margin of 30 px all the way, 30 px all the way around, and now we're going to add a margin to the right side, okay, of 250 px. Okay, Control S, and then when I refresh my page, you'll see the box model now has 3 lines, and we have 250 pixels on the side here. Okay. All right. So a couple more things, and then we'll be done with this chapter. What we're going to do is we're going to change the border here. The border is currently black. Let's make it look a little bit more interesting. So we're going to make a border style. Okay. Right now we have border style solid. Let's change it to dashed. D-A-S-H-E-D. Control S. And let's change the border color from black to white. Okay, Control S, and now when we refresh the page, we have a border dash. It doesn't show much, so I'm going to increase the pixels from 1 px to 5 px. Control S, and now when I refresh, you can see the dashed a little bit better. Actually, 5 px is too much. Let's go with 3. Control S and refresh. Much better. So now I have my box model that looks, interesting in its own way. And the last thing I'm going to do is, if I wanted to use this section of my page as an anchor, I would have to have it as an identifier. So I'm going to go back, and instead of making it a class, I'm going to make it an ID. So let's change this paragraph's class tag to P space ID equals guarantee. Okay, Control S, and then when I refresh the page, I lose all of my style because I forgot one important point. So since I changed it to an identifier, I have to go back to CSS and change this from a dot guarantee to a hashtag guarantee. If you remember, we did this in the chapter where the assignment was hats, and we had to use an anchor to a page, an outside source, and we used a hashtag at the end of the URL. So that's what we're doing here. We're creating an anchor. So hashtag guarantee. Control S, and now I'll get all my style back. Everything will look the same as it did just before I changed it to an ID. And there it is. Okay? So that ends the instruction for chapter 10. Thanks for watching.